Hello students, you're all welcome to today's class. I'm still your basic science teacher, Teacher Lynda, and today's topic is going to be on environmental pollution. On environmental pollution, we'll be discussing on the definition of terms, types of pollution, definition of air pollution, sources of air pollution, effects and control. But on this topic, we will lay more emphasis on air pollution, despite the other types of pollution we have. Basic terms we have in pollution are the environmental pollution, pollutant, and pollute. I'll take it again. Environment, pollution, environmental pollution, pollutant, and pollute. We have to discuss and explain each and every one of these terms so that when we go further, we will understand when the terms are being used in the topic. What is environment? Environment, as we know, are the things surrounding us or anything found around us. And we all know that the environment is made up of three parts, which is the air, the land, and also the water part of the environment. What is pollution? Pollution is known or defined as the release of unwanted material in the environment, making the environment contaminated or harmful for living things or existence of living things or organisms. It also can be the degrading of the environment by the release of unwanted or harmful substances in the environment. Environmental pollution is defined as the addition of materials or energy to the environment that damage it, making it unfit for life and also for other purposes. It means that when other external materials are being added, making the environment to be unfit or contaminating the environment by causing harm on it to harm the living organisms that exist on the environment. Then what is pollutant? Pollutant means those substances that causes or that leads to pollution. Example of pollutants we have in our environment can be the littering of cans. It can be the release of unwanted bad odors to the environment and many others you can think of. Then what is pollute? Pollute means when the substance has been released and the environment is now contaminated and harmful for living organisms. Types of pollution. We have three main types of pollution, and they are, we have the air pollution, the water pollution, and the land pollution. But like I said initially, we'll be focusing more on the air pollution because pollution is a broad topic that we need to lay emphasis on. On air pollution, we will define what air pollution is, state the sources of air pollution, list its effects, and also talk about the control, which is the main reason why the topic pollution is being discussed. What is air pollution? Air pollution simply means the release of unwanted material or harmful material that can contaminate the environment by what? Air. It is the release or introduction of harmful substances into the air, which causes harm to living organisms too. An example of such release of harmful substances in the air are the release of dust, and this dust particle can come from either metallurgical industries where they transform metal into materials, and as a result of doing that, by cutting down the metal, particles of these metals are being released and they float out to the atmosphere. Also, industrial gas, the gas is released by industries. Due to this, there are heavy machines that they use in the industry. The smoke is not really good or conducive for the environment. We also have pollen grains as an example of what? An air pollution. Likewise, we have the stone and also we have wood particles that float around the environment. These things are also what termed as air pollution. Even the bad odor, when somebody farts in the class too, it's part of what? An air pollution, because the air is no longer conducive for inhaling. It's now contaminated and made unhealthy for you and me. Sources of air pollution. When we talk about sources, we should not get it twisted, because sources still means the pollutant of what? Air pollution. Those things that causes what? Air pollution. Therefore, the sources of air pollution are pollutants from combustible material. This word combustible means burning materials. Burning what? Material. Combustion is what? The burning of what? Material to release carbon to the atmosphere. Now, some of the gases or the materials, or some of the gases being produced as a result of burning of materials are, we have the carbon monoxide, and its formula is CO. We write it as carbon 2 oxide. Carbon 2 oxide, it is still termed as well the carbon monoxide. It is very, very harmful to what? To the environment. It is harmful to both plants and also harmful to both what? Animal, because this gas can lead to what? Suffocation. It can suffocate living organism. Example of this carbon monoxide being released is for your generator. The combustible smoke coming out from your generator, if time is not taken care of, and you are at the point where your generator is releasing enough carbon, that smoke released by the generator is carbon monoxide. It is very, very harmful. It's a hot air that is very, very acidic to the human respiratory system. If you are found there, there is a tendency that you will suffocate and you will be lifeless in such kind of environment. Also, the carbon 2 oxide, which is the carbon dioxide, we know, written as the carbon 4 oxide. Although the carbon 4 oxide, which is the carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, is written as CO2. What did I say? It is written as CO2. It increases temperature. Carbon 4 oxide increases what? The temperature of the environment. And this carbon 4 oxide can be gotten from what? The gases that we as animal releases to the atmosphere, and also the burning of what? Substances too. Carbon 4 oxide can be released from there, resulting to the what? The increase in temperature of the atmosphere. We also have the hydrocarbon gotten from the refining of crude oil, because crude oil is a brownish chemical that when taken to the refinery, it is what? Breaking down, and what? That is where you now get your petroleum, your diesel, your kerosene and others. But the process of breaking down that crude oil releases hydrocarbon into the atmosphere, and it can lead to global warming. Global warming simply means the increase of the what? The Earth's temperature. The increase of the what? Earth's atmospheric temperature, which can now result into what? Hazardous effects of plants and animal existing on the environment. Now you're all welcome back to the lesson. We will be looking into the effects of air pollution. The effect means the implication of air pollution to both plants and animals. One of the effects is accumulation of dust particles on buildings, leading to discoloring of the building. I take it again. Accumulation of dust particles on building, leading to discoloring of that building. We can observe around our environment that there are some buildings we look at and we'll tend to see that this building have gone out of its look. It no longer looks the way it was initially built. This is as a result of accumulation of dust particles on the painted surface, making it to lose its beauty or aesthetics. The second effect is accumulation of dust in lungs causing respiratory disease, or can equally cause or lead to death. Accumulation of dust in lungs, causing respiratory disease or leading to death. For instance, if dust particle, or if you're in an environment whereby they tend to sweep such environments, we get to observe that dust particle arises or floats on that environment. And if you dwell in such environment, gradually the particle accumulates into your lungs and will result into a respiratory disease. And some of these respiratory diseases we can have are cough and catarrh, haze cough, and also bronchitis. The next effect is sulfur oxide or sulfur 4 oxide, which can lead or react with rain to form acid rain. Sulfur 4 oxide can react with rainwater to form acid rain. Now, this sulfur 4 oxide is a type of compound because it is a combination of two elements that forms the compound called sulfur oxide. That means combination of sulfur and oxygen combining together. And this sulfur oxide, when it arises or goes to the atmosphere, mixes with the water vapor that have evaporated to the atmosphere, we tend to make this water to become acidic in nature. And by so doing, the water tends to fall down or drop down as rain. But this rain will not be the normal rain we used to know. Rather, it will become the acid rain, which will be harmful for both living and the non-living organisms in the environment. Control of air pollution. The main aim of discussing about this air pollution is so that we can talk about the control, how we can control or reduce, or at least reduce or eradicate, not really eradicate it, but reduce it to its minimum, so that its effects will no longer be so much to the environment. One of the control is using of fuel with low lead content. Now, lead gas can be gotten from car exhaust, and this lead gas, when inhaled, can lead to cancer of the lungs. So the only way we can help to improve our environment or free our environment from this air pollution of lead gas is by using a substitute of fuel that will help not to burn into the lead gas, but at least be converted into something else that will not be hazardous to the environment or to both plant and animal. Another control is fitting chimney with filters to remove pollutants. You know what chimney is. Modern houses these days, mostly in the Western world, are being built with a chimney at the rooftop. It's just like a roof, a window built at the roof. And this window, the aim of it is to be able to enable the heat or the smoke from a hearth. There's this thing called hearth where firewood is being burnt and releases heat to warm the room. So from that hearth, the smoke will have to follow through the chimney and go out to the environment or to the atmosphere. But we're talking of controlling of air pollution, because if we don't filter this air, it will go to the atmosphere and releases carbon to the atmosphere, leading to global warming, increase in temperature of the environment. So the best way of doing that is introducing filter at the chimney or the rooftop of the chimney, to be able to filter the air and make it free or less harmful to the atmosphere or to the environment. Another way of controlling pollutants is by educating farmers or hunters to avoid bush burning. Because one of the problems of air pollution, or one thing that can lead to air pollution, remember I told you combustion is a source of air pollution. And combustion is as a result of what? Burning of substances. And when we burn bushes, it leads to what? Releasing of carbon monoxide. So when we inform the farmers and the hunters to avoid bush burning, it will stop or minimize the effect of air pollution to the atmosphere. Thank you for today's class. I hope you enjoyed our lesson for today. I'll see you in our next class.